Right now, I have to stop saying.
Usually he looks up at the screen when he hears that and says, "Oh, we're on." But we got phone.
We're texting each other.
Okay, well, tell Luds I said hi.
Okay.
Sean, we figured it out. It was The Price is Right. Even though in the pregame show he insisted that wasn't it.
I think that's the second thing I said.
The NHL just posted 6 wins in a row for the Stars.
Right.
Yeah. It was your second guess behind what? Wheel of Fortune, right?
NHL, 6 wins in a row for the Stars. I guess the last night didn't.
Was it 6 wins in a row against the Canucks? Because
no, it just says 6 wins in a row.
Did they decide to
tell me you don't watch the Dallas Stars without telling me?
Maybe they're taking 2 points away from Edmonton. Did anyone call the Oilers?
That's a shot at my former employer.
Sam, I told my wife about your lack of Jeopardy and Trebek knowledge, and her response was, "What the bleep, Sam?" So that's you. You
should say what the Luds.
Yeah, John sold me out on Twitter, and I'm getting all these comments all game, and every single one of them was about that. So
as you deserve, as you deserve.
Yes,
I was out partying. I wasn't watching Jeopardy.
Dual citizen, international treasure.
I was having fun.
He was Canadian,
drinking beers, talking to ladies.
Have you guys not seen Alex Trebek Jeopardy outtakes? You ever see the video compilation? No. He swears like Luds. It's hilarious. Yes. We'll watch it sometime, but not on this. Let's start the show. Post-game show. It's late. It's daylight savings time now. Let's have some fun.
You might need some beer.
Well, back to the win column. I guess the Stars are allowed to come home. Now, they don't have a game at home, but they're flying home right now, or they will be after the game tonight, and then they will have tomorrow off. They'll probably land tomorrow. It'll probably 5 a.m. before they get back to Dallas. That's a long flight with two time zones difference, 2 changes, losing a couple hours. We only lost 1, Sean, so daylight savings is easier than flying from Pacific to Central Time.
Huzzah!
Which I've done multiple times.
None of my clocks are changed. I just had to guess today.
Okay.
Oh, the car clock's going to stay the way it is until November. That's what always happens. Every year I tell myself I'll be the bigger man, and then I don't do it.
I'll bet you Luds has a fancy feature in his Jeep where it automatically changes the time for him.
In my Jeep?
In your Jeep.
It must, because it was on the right time.
Telling you.
Yeah, there you go.
See?
I was up at 4:30
John's
this morning.
in there trying to use his dial.
Oh, wait. Okay, that's a great question. How many clocks did you have to manually change today? Because Luds is a big clock guy.
He is a big clock.
I went to the microwave.
It's 1.
Went to the oven.
2.
2 in the bedroom.
3, 4.
1 in the bathroom.
5.
1 in the living room.
6.
I think that's it.
6 clocks.
It's a lot of clocks.
My kitchen clock is now accurate after 6 months being off. The clock
nice.
You refused to go back to standard time, didn't you?
Yeah, I stuck with it.
Were you protesting the time change?
No, I just didn't have the time to fix it.
Oh, that's a terrible pun. Craig Ludwig, Sam Nessler,
yes.
Sean Shapiro, who is now being hooked off stage. I'm Owen Newkirk. John Anderson is our producer. Hi, John. There was a brief cameo. All right, well.
About to give Sean a haircut with the score bug. Oh, I hit the...
Nope, we're going to go to a commercial break. No, I promise
Let's talk about being a diehard.
I didn't even hit that button.
Sean, point to the QR code.
Something's going on. This is the 3rd show in a row that I've done that.
All right.
John is going to leave.
When I do
Stars
that,
After
so
Dark.
pissing me off.
Stars After Dark.
Yep, let's go. This is one where you're very happy with the result, especially after last night, the change of time zones, the travel, the fact that Vancouver had a day between their last game where they won against Montreal. Now they have some rest time. They managed the game really well. Vancouver is not boasting a whole lot of offensive firepower at the moment. They just seem like they are offensively challenged. And Casey DeSmith was good again. How about that, Sean? Casey DeSmith has won 6 consecutive starts. And I have no issues with the Stars' backup goalie at all.
Yeah, he's been really good. He's done his job really well. He's stepped in, and it's not always the prettiest, but it has been effective. And tonight was chaotic good. And yeah, good, really nice work by him. And I'm sure it feels good to go back into a place that you played before and win as well. So sure, after the game, a little bit of extra celebration, a little bit in the locker room after for that. So.
Hey, Sean, I feel like when I watch him, he just looks so calm. Do you feel that too, being a goalie? Like, I just feel like even when he's chaotic and scrambly, it just feels like he has this calm around him that seems to settle the team down in front of him.
His head tracking is really good is what it is. And that's kind of what you're looking at, where his body is all over the freaking place. It's not, that is not calm at all, but his head tracking is really good. And that's one of the things, the reason Casey DeSmith has succeeded as an NHL goalie at 6'1" is you watch him in the midst of, if you kind of watch some of those sequences tonight, if you ever pause or freeze any of the video, his eyes do a really good job of staying locked in throughout the scramble. And that is the reason you get that feeling. And that's the reason that I'm sure teammates get that feeling. It's not like the goalie is, even if his limbs are going all over the place, his head is centered and focused on everything. And that's that feeling you're talking about, Sam. It's his puck tracking, and that's honestly, that's why he's made it as an NHL goalie. His puck tracking is at an elite level. If he was a little bit bigger, had a little bit more of the physical tools, that's the type of puck tracking you'd love to be able to instill into a bigger goalie.
Okay, full stop. We need Sean to be the one that speaks this because we lean on him as our goalie expert. There are 2 people in the chat right now, and I'm calling you out because this is asinine. All due respect. Tommy says, hate to say it, but DeSmith is making a run for getting a starting position again after this season. Retired Air Force sim racer. Otter should be the number 2 goalie. I said what I said. Guys, what are you doing? No. Sean?
When the Chicago Blackhawks went and won the Stanley Cup in the shortened season, and it was, obviously it was Corey Crawford was the starter, and he was great and won the cup and everything. But that was the year who Ray Emery was the backup, and he went like 14-1-1, something like that. And Ray Emery actually got a Vezina, like a 3rd place Vezina trophy vote. Casey DeSmith is doing what Ray Emery did during that year. You're the backup goalie. You come in, you play big in those moments, but he's not taking the starting job. He's not playing at that level. He's been very good. Like let's give him credit for what he has done. But Casey DeSmith is not a better goalie than Jake Oettinger. So this is a good problem. It's a good problem to have when you have that's not a problem. It's a good thing to have when your backup goalie is playing this well and putting up these numbers. And you can say, hey, maybe that's a reason that we can maybe lighten the workload a little bit for Oettinger down the stretch. So he kind of has a little bit of that longer run in the playoffs, but there's no reason at all to think that there's any competition at all for the number 1 job at all.
Okay. Does his workload need to be lightened? I mean, to be able to get back on track? He doesn't seem to be on track, right? So
for Oettinger, you mean for Oettinger to be?
Yeah.
My whole point is with what DeSmith is doing is, like, I think Oettinger, there's a couple of things that need to be fine-tuned within Oettinger's game right now, but my point would be, as you go down this stretch, and we were talking about going on before the air, like, you don't count the chickens before they hatch, right? But they got a 8-point cushion on 3rd right now. And as you go down the stretch and you start to do that math in your head, if we want Jake to play around 75 games when you include regular season and playoffs, you start to maybe sprinkle in a couple more starts for your backup there to make sure there's more of that little less wear and tear for Oettinger. That's what I'm talking about there, Lutz. I'm not talking about taking Oettinger out of rhythm or anything like that. It's more so of everything with this team, as we talked about a ton on trade deadline day, is about winning the Stanley Cup. And to me, a healthy and rested Jake Oettinger, and one that's not going to hit a little bit of a usage wall, that is how this team wins a Stanley Cup in June.
So what you're saying, Sean, then is if Jake's game isn't clean, and like, you know what I mean by clean, and if it's a little helter-skelter and there's this one that goes and that one goes in, is it better for him to work with his goaltending coach and take time off there, or play himself into not shape, but you know what I'm trying to get at.
But I think there's a bit of a line there. I think there is kind of a little bit of both. There's certain elements that you can work on in practice, and there's certain foundational things with Oettinger that I think him and Jeff Reese can probably dial in a little bit. Like I think it was 2 or 3 games ago when I was on the postgame show, I talked about Oettinger being able to win ugly. That was fine, and I want him to. There's this is a non-answer to your question, Luds, unfortunately, but there's that line of how do you make sure that Oettinger is playing at his best for game 1 of the playoffs. And I think there are parts where it's give him some of that time. Like this week, I think is going to be great for Jake Oettinger. I think we're going to see a really great game from him on Friday against Winnipeg. Him and Jeff Reese are going to get 3 actually, practice time is so rare. They're going to get legit practice time this week to work on things. I think this is going to be a really good week for him to build some of that this game and then take it into that Winnipeg game on Friday. And then you kind of see from there.
Is there one thing, like we've seen goals go in, okay, through them, however you want to call them. I don't know if they're all look similar to you or not, or you know what I mean? If they're all the same, soft goals, whatever you want to call it. Is there a way to, is that just a positioning thing, or is it looking through traffic? Is he opened up? He's not as tight as he should be. Like, what is there anything that you can pinpoint why that's happening?
For me, the Hyman breakaway goal last night was a really good example of one I would isolate on, where he makes the right read effective. He does everything right, except he doesn't get the elbow and the crook of the elbow and the arm in tight right here. Like those are those little things that tightness, that basically squeezing a couple of those. There's been a couple times this year a couple times in the last 3 or 4 games where we've seen that puck come through. I think it was 2-3 games ago where shot from right outside the blue line goes through the 5-hole, skitters wide afterwards. That was actually the one ugly game. To me, it's a little bit of that foundational getting together and straight and kind of getting that foundation together, which is kind of funny to think about because at the same time, you know who has been able to work with the goalie coach more and have some of his foundation together? Casey DeSmith. That's
why I ask you that, because the holes that open up, okay, or whatever, sneaking through. Should you be working on it through traffic, or do you work on it in game traffic to get your game in shape, or with nobody out there and working with your goaltending coach to get your movements stay tight? Because to me, it seems like you should do it in traffic, which you don't get that much in practice.
Outside of the dummy.
Let's put it this way. What was the reason that play the ding, John? What was the reason that Joe Pavelski tipped 100,000 pucks every day without anyone battling for him? It does do a ton to work with in the game, dealing with the actual game traffic and all that. But it just like a player, just like I love to watch the early parts of practice. You'll see, like I saw Tampa come through. I saw Tampa's morning skate about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Nikita Kucherov, for anything you want to say about his attitude, all that other stuff, but he comes out to a morning skate. He spends about 5 minutes digging pucks off the wall. Basically, puck hard rim comes around, digs the puck off the wall. Does that for about 5 minutes, just to someone shoot the puck.
Rantanen had one of those tonight.
Yeah,
exactly. And so that's a moment where there's no traffic. There's no, or tonight I watched, there's a sequence, low right corner. I think it was Maverick Bork's in the corner, and Bork, I think it might have been Tyler Myers coming up behind him, but Bork does a little, not a full reverse check, but braces himself and keeps the puck, and it extended the Stars' time of possession a little bit. Those are little things that Maverick Bork does that in the summer a ton of times. He does that in practice. He likes to go to the corner and simulate that drill, not at full speed, but basically, hey, so you have that body and muscle memory for all that. That's it still applies to goaltending. Jake Oettinger working on, hey, puck comes out of the right corner, I'm going here. This is where my arm position should be. This is where my stick position should be. those are all things that you can work on without the live game speed. And it just becomes basically like, you think about it like almost like a computer system where it gets logged in, and now it becomes something you can apply when the chaos happens. It gets tested in the chaos, but you build the foundation in practice.
I want to give Tommy, one of the two guys I called out, a chance to redeem himself, because he wrote in the chat after I said, guys, wake up. He goes, whoa, pause. I'm just saying that he's playing well and could get a starting position next year with the way he's playing. I'm not saying that he should replace Otter. So, Tommy, I get it, but yes, Sean's holding up three fingers for a reason. I got you.
Yeah.
He signed a 3-year contract for the Stars at $1 million per year. That's because he gets the job security of, he knows he's not going anywhere. That's a pretty good value for what you're getting. And he knows he's not going to have to fight for a job year in, year out. Scott Wedgwood signed a 2-year contract with the Stars 2 years ago and said that was his first time he didn't have to worry about trying to earn a job for the next year. He could just play and know that he's going to be in the same spot. So you're right. Casey's playing well, and it could be that. But then we had another comment that I wanted to single out real quick, and then we've got to go to our ad break.
Oh, I'm so excited. I want to talk about goal. I didn't get to talk at all.
No, Sam. I'm literally
I'll take the next segment off.
I'm literally setting you up. Stop whining. Doomocrat says, Otter is having an off year by his standards, and DeSmith is on fire. Would you care to enlighten the fans about Otter's off year?
Yes. Jake Oettinger is tied for second in the NHL with 30 wins. So if you look at his stats, his numbers aren't the best he's had in his career. But if you're looking at a goalie and the number one stat, his wins. And Jake Oettinger, what did we say the other day? Like in the last, I can't remember the exact stat, but in the last like 4 years or something like that, he's up there in like the top 3 in goalie wins overall. Like he is a goalie that finds a way to win. Now the interesting part about what you were saying, Sean, is I've noticed a bunch of different drills they've been doing in practice. You know as well as I do, they have stuck to the same drills with Jeff Reese forever, right? Pretty much the same routines every day, a little changes here and there, but it's developed over the past. They've been doing a lot more movement. They've been doing a lot more, as you were just saying, passes that come out of a corner and Jake and Casey moving and quickly taking shots, some step-in slap shots to make sure that sticks to you, like things like that. So they're developing their routines. Maybe it's because they're seeing weaknesses in their game. But one other thing before we go to the break that I noticed that I just told the guys during the game is Casey. I was sitting there one-on-one with Casey DeSmith, and the room was empty besides me, Casey, and Colin Blackwell. And Casey said something about how he feels like he's capable of being a starting goaltender mentally. And then he said something about how this is how I want to be as a backup. And Colin Blackwell said, I'm not going to say the words he said, but he started cursing, saying, "You're not a backup. You're effing sick. You're not an effing back," like screaming. He has earned the respect and trust of this locker room. And that's the point I'm trying to make there, is that he has deserved what he's gotten, and he has earned the respect and trust of his team when he gets in there.
So we'll talk more about this in the next segment and carry it over on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show.
Yes, we will.
All right, let's talk about Timeline. The cells in our bodies are the building blocks of life. Timeline is a supplement that works with those cells to help give you more energy, feel stronger during workouts, and preserve health and mobility as you start to age. The patented ingredient is MitoPure. Buds, MitoPure, a postbiotic nutrient that clears our dysfunctional mitochondria, aka the cell's battery packs. You like that?
I do.
You like that? That you would think that's a lot of science, but believe it or not, I have a degree in kinesiology. Get ready to be your best, most energized
word for working out,
and most revitalized you.
Just looked at you.
Right now, Timeline is giving you 10% off your order of MitoPure. Go to timeline.com/DLS today to get started. That is timeline.com/DLLS.
Let's talk about Game Time. Your favorite place and the best place to get sports, concert tickets, theater shows, stand-up comedy. I'm a fan of all of them. How about this? Like Stars tickets, going to be hard to come by because the Stars are doing very well, and a lot of their tickets are sold out. Lower Bowl sold out. Brad Alberts told us that when he came in back in was it early September, I think. And look in April, Lakers at Mavericks, April 9th. You know that's Luka's first game back in Dallas. Go to gametime.co, or better yet, download their app, and you can find the best way to get tickets for any of those events I told you about or many more by using Game Time Picks, a feature that filters out all the fluff so you only see great deals, incredible deals on great seats. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Okay, so just to put a bow on the Casey DeSmith, Jake Oettinger discussion. So
there are still arguments in the chat.
Yeah, and there are still people that think that Jake Oettinger wouldn't have won this hockey game. Let's be reasonable, people. Casey DeSmith has won 6 in a row. He's been very good. He's also looks very athletic. Sean, part of the reason why DeSmith looks athletic, he is also because his height, being 6 feet, 6'1", I don't remember what he's listed at, demands he being fast, quicker, athletically, and it looks that way because he simply can't use his size the way Oettinger, Ben Bishop, Vasilevsky takes up the net.
Yeah, and we talked about the
I thought he was frozen.
No, but like we talked about the. No, I was frozen for a second. You talked about the athleticism and the head trick. We talked about
awkward pause
at the earlier, but the fact that am I? Can you not hear me?
No, you're good now.
No,
you're fine. Go ahead.
We're
giving you a hard time.
Okay. Okay. I mean, the other thing about Casey DeSmith's game and Luds can say this. Like, I know they say, hey, you're not an effing backup. You've earned everything. But at the end of the day, Luds, the defense plays a little bit differently in front of the backup goalie. And I'm not going to be like that's just a natural thing. Like, let's just call it what it is, right? There is times where you pinch a little less, you do a little less here and there. I mean, there are things that the backup goalie gets from the benefit of his team in front of him, and that's just a reality. And take nothing away from Casey DeSmith, that's just a reality of the position. That's not a Stars thing. That's every team that has a backup goalie.
100%.
Let's talk quickly about the goals tonight, because for a long period of time there weren't a whole lot of high event things. High danger chances in the first period, 1-0, and it was Elias Pettersson, EP40, who hit the left post on a shot on a 2-on-1 on the rush very early in the game. That was it. That was your first period. Chances were 6-6. Shots were 7-6. Stars had 2 power plays, a couple of chances, but they did not have any high danger chances. In the second period, we got some goals. 3 of them, in fact. Luddy, Harley scoring on a high slot screen / deflection. Did that hit Marcus Pettersson? It was hard to see on our replays.
I thought it did, but I mean, again, if it's not for Maverick Bourque going to the front of the net and bringing that Pettersson to the front of the net, that goal probably, yeah, I don't know what the hell they're calling.
Forward, the defenseman.
I don't know what the other 2 are. So PD 1, 2, and 3, but one of them was there, and if it's not for Maverick, there's not 2 big bodies in front of the net. Harley does a good job getting the puck off. Just takes a little snapshot, and it makes it to the net and finds its way in again.
Then they give the Philip Hedl had a really big chance on a rebound. Good save, stretching out his right pad by Casey DeSmith. Bischel on a wonderful setup by Rantanen. Luds, you really like that play on the half wall. Spun it, got it over to Bischel for a wide open shot. Really good save by Lankinen.
Yeah, nice little play. Puck comes around the wall and nonchalantly takes it on your backhand to throw behind his back. So it's just a confident play by a confident player.
That play was what, Sean, you were talking about Nikita Kucherov. Rantanen's play, that reminded me exactly of that, working on pulling pucks off the wall and making a quick play. Wingers that are on that, it doesn't matter whether you're forward, a center, or wing. If you're along the boards and you can pull the puck quickly to make a move, that split second can give you the time to make a play.
Yeah,
that's
a big spot. It's the what was that, Sam? Sorry.
I was just saying he's on his forehand too, because he's playing on the right side.
Yeah,
so.
Yes. No, it's definite, and it's those are the little things Rantanen's going to bring too, right? Like we've talked about the goals and the points, everything, but the reason he's the highest paid player on this team now is what he brings in all of those elements, and that's why he's able to develop that game. And I think there's been we were joking off air, right, where everyone said like, oh, well, we had the take about, you know what, he's going to do better in Dallas than he was in Carolina. Well, he's already got just as many goals as he had in 13 games in Carolina. He does fit better in the Stars system. So
it's amazing how good he is when he was in Colorado, but now that he's here and it's only been 2 games, you just naturally pay attention to him a little bit more, and it's those subtle little things that he does that you didn't pick up when he was wearing a different jersey and playing against him, that you appreciate more of what he does, especially with his size. And then I go to tonight where Robo gets hit, and he's the first guy that plows through the pile and sends that cross check out. So that I love, and that's why we did a little thing. It kind of took me back to the game last night where, I wish on a couple of those hits there'd have been a couple green jerseys around him.
Derek Forbort scored the only goal of the game for the Canucks on a shot from the inside of the right circle. Luddy, we were looking at how that was defended, and it sure looked like Matt Duchene had a breakdown there.
Well, yeah, I guess however you want to look at it. But again, when the coverage that they play comes into play, guys are looking over here and looking here and following people around. And I was just seeing if I could find out where he got hit with the puck the other night.
This is a much bigger visor than he wears.
I thought I look at Matt Duchene on that goal, and I also look at Lyubushkin. I mean, Lyubushkin's got his guy tied up, and when these guys are tying people up, they don't look and see what the rest of the game is going on. It's like, I got my guy and I turned my back, and I thought if Lyubushkin could be facing the other end of the rink and still keeping control of the man he's fighting with, he would have probably seen that lane that was there, and maybe he can get a stick in that lane. So
that's some of the confusion that you hate with the way they play defense, right? It's one miscommunication with, I think it was Rantanen, and all of a sudden it's a wide open guy.
Yeah, and it's the reason that I'd like to, again, you can't argue with their numbers and what they do and goals against and everything else, but I do think there's times when goalies have to make the saves that you normally would. But that being said, I've said this numerous times, it's that goal that I don't want to have happen in game 75 or 82 or whatever it's going to be at that time of the year, because somebody's got this guy doing this over here.
Yeah, I got my guy.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, the late goal for Mikael Granlund, his first as a Dallas Star, came in the final 30 seconds of the second period. Obviously gave him the lead again. That was important. It allowed them to not have to chase or try to search for the go-ahead goal in the third. But to me, Granlund's been really good.
Yep.
But I think getting that first goal out of the way with your new team goes a long way.
Oh, it's huge. It's a big confidence boost. It's getting the proverbial monkey off the back, or whatever cliche you want to throw in there right now. And it is and he's been good. And like, he did have a goal at Four Nations for Finland and stuff like that. So first goal since then, representing his country. And the other thing too, and who had a pretty decent offensive night tonight on top of that, was Cody Ceci. Like, Ceci did a pretty good job getting pucks through and everything like that. So that's one where that trade, it's kind of, the Rantanen trade is the big one and everything like that. But tonight was a good example of how the other trade has paid off a little bit too. So,
and let me give 96 a little love here. That Rantanen new guy.
More love?
Yeah.
Okay.
That play happens because he wins the draw to start with, and then he occupies 2 people in front of the net.
Yep. That
allows Granlund to gather
wide
that
open.
Puck up. Wide open.
No pressure on Granlund.
And that's huge. Not only is it an elite player that they're afraid of being in front of the net, his size, he literally just blocks both of those guys from getting to the Granlund, and it's a wide open net. It's crazy how much space he opens up.
All right, Sam, let's talk about the third goal. Jason Robertson, third period. Stars did not have a shot on net in the first 8 minutes of period number 3, and then they get one, and it's in the back of the net, courtesy of Jason Robertson.
Yeah, I posted a clip of this because it's just like the perfect example of playing two-way hockey, and Robertson has gotten so much better at this with whatever it was that slowed him down, whether it was the injury or a little bit of the slow start or both. But he just displayed perfect two-way hockey here. He loses the puck. Granlund finds him. He loses the puck in the offensive zone. He's kind of in between shooting and passing. Busts his butt to get back, ends up catching the Canuck forward that's in the slot on a 3-on-2, strips the puck from him, chips it off the boards to himself, goes the other way, makes a nice little pass to Duchene at the blue line, and then just charges straight to the net, presenting his stick he's open and he's making it an easy target. Anybody can hit it, and Matt Duchene can certainly hit it. I just think that's such a good play from Robertson all around, and a good example of why this team is elite and separates themselves from other teams.
Yeah, and to add to that, the coverage for the defenseman, I don't know if this is Pettersson 2 or 3, but the defenseman, like he's in. Look at Duchene here, and this is one of those Duchene passes that he's going to put to an area that he knows, like you say, Robo's going there. But the mistake made by the defenseman is he doesn't turn. He turns to his right. If he turns to his left, when he turns to his right like this, he doesn't even know where the puck is. If he turns the other way, he can find that pass. And, I didn't have John put that on there, but if you would see the puck going to that spot into the blue paint where Robo meets it, if he turns the other way, his eye sees it and he probably picks the pass off. But again, for a defenseman that I think they actually, didn't they grab him out of Pittsburgh and they signed him to like an 8-year deal right away?
They gave him an extension.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a cardinal sin for a defenseman to turn your back to the puck carrier.
And not only that he would see the pass, but if he turns the other way, his stick's at least in front of him in the lane already. This way he turns his stick's tied up and it's got no chance.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And look, you're absolutely right, but that is harsh on Pettersson only in the sense that somebody else made a mistake further up that allowed a 2-on-1.
That has nothing to do with knowing how to play a 2-on-1.
That's right, but he messes up the 2-on-1. I'm saying the situation developed because of another mistake, but then when it gets to that, he totally botched it. I agree. So the final goal was Mikko Rantanen, an empty netter. Nice that he got it. Wyatt Johnston has his goal and point streak snapped tonight as he doesn't get a point for the first time in 10 games. He had a 9-game point streak, 5-game goal streak. He was out there for the beginning of the 5-on-6, but they quickly went to Duchene, Robertson, and Rantanen. And Luddy, I looked at you at some point during the third period, or it was after the goal, and I said, Duchene with Robo and Rantanen is not a bad option either. I mean, the pairings of who's going to play with who can be a little fluid, whether it's the injury to Hintz. Hopefully he's not super long-term out, but there's enough options that they can kind of adjust. I mean, that's what the next 19 games are for.
Yeah, one of the things we don't talk about enough is hockey IQ. And all of a sudden, when you're adding Rantanen to the equation, there's just another smart hockey player out there. And so, and I just think Matt Duchene, with his ability and his creativity and what he can do as far as finding people, and like that last one where he puts pucks into the right areas all the time, this can be a bunch of moving parts here. And I think it's right up Pete's alley. Like, he likes to, doesn't see something, he'll start switching guys around. And I think that's what he's doing here. I think that he knows that he can beat some of these teams and not have the consistent roll the same guys. He's going to use this last, 17, 18 games left to go to do some experimenting. So if you get into game 2 or 3 in the playoffs and things are a little bit off, well, and they'll keep track of all this stuff after the game. They go, you know what, this pair was good together. These 3 guys were together. Yeah, let's roll back to that tonight and see if we can change a little of the momentum.
Remind me to ask one question after this break because I have one thing about Rantanen before we go to Super Chat.
Okay, we're going to Super Chats next here on the DLS Dallas Stars post-game show.
I can see the time now.
All right, Saturday Neon. Good thing Sam could see the clock since Lud's probably fixed them all. Saturday Neon, started by 2 college buddies. Saturday Neon makes officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs, perfect for your home, office, dorm, room, and Lud's favorite thing, a fan cave. Check out their new Essential Collection featuring almost 50 of the biggest schools across the country and counting for only $75. They've got Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Unlike traditional neon, these LED signs won't break or shatter, but still give you that classic uniform glow that you know and love. The LEDs last up to 100,000 hours, so you'll be enjoying your sign for years to come. Super easy to install using the provided hardware or with 3M command strips. So head over to SaturnNeon.com and use the code DLLS for 10% off your favorite sign.
Thank you, Sean. Let's talk about Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures, activities, etc. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style, and they probably have a style in your favorite team's colors. Now, you've seen me wear the Aviators the other day. I think it was during the trade deadline. We were having a little fun with that. Very, very comfortable, lightweight, tangle-free, and the polarized lenses really do work. If you tilt them 90 degrees, you can see that light through again. You put them back the way they're supposed to be. Some of that reflective light off the road, off other cars, gets blocked out, so it's easier for you to see while you're driving along or anything else where you might want polarized lenses. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com. Use the code DLLS for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
All right.
Sam, you have a question?
Yes. Quick comment/question, since we're calling people out. I had someone on the tweeters say that having Mikko Rantanen out there at the end of the game up by a goal was stupid because he's horrendous defensively, and that the Stars are trying to boost his stats to make people feel better about the trade.
Who's that from?
I'm not going to say it. It's
the GM of Carolina?
It's a Hurricanes fan. So I didn't respond because I figured there'd be an argument.
Grapes.
Can you quickly tell us why that is incredibly wrong and why he is everything the opposite of that and why he should be out there in the end of the game?
Well, I would just tell this clown to watch the next 17 games and somebody's a little butthurt.
He's a very responsible and smart player. You just said that, and we've seen it multiple times, making great plays in his own end, back checking, all these things.
It's the things that sometimes the TV doesn't show it well enough, but the things that I look at that I've seen in just 2 games with him, again, you see things because you got a new guy here. I just watch how hard he comes back through the middle of the ice when the puck's going the other way. Like he's coming through the middle of the ice, and he's not the fastest guy out there, especially on this team. But I look at his work ethic. Like he's competing in all the areas of that. I would just delete it. I don't know.
I didn't respond. I just wanted to get that out because I believe that is some people.
Is he in the chat?
No, I don't think so. He's a Carolina Hurricanes fan, so I don't think he's got to jump in the chat. But let's get to the people that are in the chat for some super chats.
Yeah, let those people pick on him.
Bing bang.
Oh, this is the part I want you to
before
record.
I can make my other point.
T. Farmer, DeSmith 99 Cup here. $1,000,000 well spent. Ranty is also good at hockey. I had to look at that for a second. I was trying to make sure.
Is that a nickname he has?
Well, that's what T. Farmer's
I
doing.
love it.
No, he's Moose.
I was just wondering. Sometimes there's nicknames I find out that I don't know about.
I'm positive.
I love it. Like $1,000,000.
We can ask the Stars players when they get back.
Positive about what?
If they're calling him Moose already.
Luds, give it to us.
Of course they are, right?
Luds, do you have any, maybe in your cabin in Wisconsin, do you have any animal heads mounted on walls?
In the cabinet?
In the cabin.
Cabin.
Oh, in the cabin. Well, I have a bear rug. I have a bear I wear around.
We need a full moose head right over the Dallas Stars pendant behind Luds.
Yeah, if you could just get that for us by the playoffs.
As a matter of fact, during the second intermission today, I made a purchase on Amazon. So we'll be.
Oh, I know exactly. Don't tell him. I know exactly what it is. I'm excited about
Wouldn't it be more appropriate if we had like a stuffed donkey head over our show instead of a moose?
Well, we got 3 of them up here now.
That's right. Yeehaw. All right, let's go to the next one.
Pinocchio, eh?
Thank you. I Love Misty 1985. Whoa, look at that. A Granlund and Ludwig. Thank you very much. That is a generous super chat. I said I was going to drop a $300 super chat if the Stars managed to come back last night, but that didn't happen. It was only a one-time offer, but it's nice for the Stars to get 2 points to pick up some ground on Winnipeg. Thanks, DeSavior.
How selfish of the Stars to not make that comeback for our $300 super chat.
I mean, that would have been nice. That would have been our new.
Did we know that going into this?
I don't remember seeing that.
I didn't see it.
So
it's kind of easy to say after
Did you
the fact,
tell us or did you just say it to yourself?
I'm guessing this was in Discord, and since Discord is impossible to keep up with if you don't look at it for 30 seconds.
I ask a question and then try to go back.
I can't be in the Discord channel during the games. There's just too much going on to watch the game. You can't follow along with that. And every now and then when I do hop in, it's like John said, it's like 4,000 messages would you like to catch up on, and it's a lot. But it's fun, and I'm loving that you guys are taking the chat from here into the Discord. If you aren't, sign up to be a diehard. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Bing bang.
Tommy Carlson. Tommy's trying to get back to our good graces after I yelled at him earlier. A little Brendan Smith in year after the cup. DeSmith ×2. Granny goal. First Stars goal streak continued.
Yes.
You talking about Rantanen? First Stars?
Yeah.
Rantanen and did
no.
as well.
New Stars.
This was first goal as a Dallas Star.
Yes.
That's what I
this
just
is
said.
the third in 5 days. Yeah, Labushkin, Granlund, and Rantanen, which I think is hilarious.
And Dumba.
I just think
Don't
it's funny.
forget Dumba.
What was it so hard?
What was that in the last
night?
Oh, it was last night. So it
Dumba
was 4. I
shot,
actually missed that
hit
one.
Skinner. It hit Ty Emberson's shin pad and went in the net. Nice little
somehow I
pinball.
missed
Cody Ceci goal time.
What's that?
Cody Ceci
Time
goal
for Cody Ceci to
Friday.
score a goal.
Quickly editing
Get your sleeper going.
an article.
I mean, Bloods will tell you, you never apologize for a puck that goes in the net on the offensive side.
They don't ask you how.
Love
they
technology.
Just ask you how many.
That's right. All right, let's go to the next one. Brett M. with a little DeSmith in 99 Cup year. Great win. I love empty net goals. You know what's funny about that is
That's why
that
you play the game, right?
What's that?
That's why you play the game. Is the
For empty net goals.
That's why I tune in.
Empty net is all about the
people
empty
get
net.
To watch Ovechkin.
About
Yeah, I'm
Alex
just gonna-
Ovechkin.
I'm just going to say.
Oh, he scores too
another
many
one
empty
today.
net goals.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
Although,
that.
you know what? In fairness, I mean, he's got a few more now than Gretzky did, but Gretz had, wasn't it like 89 or some
I don't think
in
it's
the
that
80s?
high.
Oh, I thought it was in the 80s. Isn't Ovi in the 80s when it comes
Well,
to
since
empty
Sam is
netter?
now in the Discord being completely distracted from our show, I'll look up the empty net goals for you.
Oh, no,
That's Sean. He probably
This is
knows.
important.
John, do you know off the top of your head?
I know Ovechkin has the career record for empty net goals. I don't know the exact number.
Well, there's smoke
But
coming off
also-
the keys over here.
But somebody has to score the empty net goals, right? Like empty net.
Somebody's got to score them.
It's,
So
it might,
it's-
it actually
I don't
might
think I
have been in
scored
the
any
60s.
other goals in high school. Just buried him in the empty net. Chip it out, get him in the empty net, and sally with the boys, you know?
Want to go to the next one?
Bing bong.
All right, we've got Stars 25
Oh, wait,
Cup
hold on.
year.
I skipped one. Sorry.
Oh, we'll go back to that one. Dubs, William W. Williams, a.k.a. Triple W, or World Wide Web. DeSmith 99 Cup year. No Stars for 4 days. What do we do? Suggestions?
Hang out with us. We got shows. We got
You'll
shows
have
featuring general manager of the Dallas Stars,
When?
Jim Nill, Tuesday, 2:00.
Don't tell me. Tell them.
I thought you were asking me.
I
so
do,
was-
but we're talking to them.
Yes, Jim Nill will be on the show. If you didn't hear last night, super late, Jim Nill will be on our show Tuesday, 2:00
Yep. Joining us remote for a segment.
for a segment, and we will be hammering with questions. Luds is going to be giving him the
Fastballs.
deep questions.
Nothing but fastballs. Hey, Luds, I got that
Hey,
stat.
Sean, you're going to be on that day, aren't you? Are you on that day that Jim's coming?
Tuesday. We were
Yeah.
still figuring that out. I might be.
Sean might be
As
good
of-
batting cleanup after Nill. We bring
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Sean
it's-
to finish it off.
All right,
It's the,
buddy. I have this empty net goals.
Okay.
So Ovechkin's 1.
Yeah.
Gretz is 2. Do you know how many he has? What's your guess?
I'm going to say it's either in the 60s or 80s, but I thought it was like around 68 or 69 for Gretz.
Ovechkin has 65. That's
Okay.
the most.
All right.
Gretzky had 56.
Okay, well, I'm kind of in the neighborhood.
Number 3, Marian Hossa. And for John, number 4, one ahead of Sidney Crosby and 5 ahead of Mario Lemieux. It's Brad Marchand.
Wow. Only thing he ever did. He was an empty net merchant.
Florida Panther
Wasn't good at
legend.
anything else.
You're just waiting for that phrase, weren't you?
Yeah.
All right, now let's go to the next one.
Bing bong.
Stars 25 Cup year, a Masterton and 99 Cup year. Thank you. Do you think this break will get the lines more established, or are we changing lines every game for the rest of the season? At some point, they need to lock them up to get some cohesiveness before postseason. Luddy was talking about that in our previous segment. Part of it's because of injuries, right? Rope Hintz is out tonight. We don't know how long. Hopefully, it's only for this game. Maybe he's back by Winnipeg. We're going to wait and see and find out probably no earlier than Tuesday's practice, assuming they will have practice and travel and have tomorrow off.
Yes, that is the plan from PR. Is
Right.
To have a practice.
So, yeah, you want cohesiveness, Luds, but
I don't. Look, for me,
You want it
do
in the
whatever you have to
playoffs.
do. I think the most important thing that happens is you win the hockey game.
yep.
I don't think it matters if you have 4 lines of 12 people and 3 guys playing at the same 2 guys all the time. I don't think that matters. I think you just, and again, there has to be ways that during the course of games that there needs to be a momentum change when one line's not clicking for some reason, and so you have to do it.
The other thing is that I like Pete DeBoer knowing some of the different combinations he has, so that if something's not going well in an important game, he has some other weapons to draw on without experimenting, right? So options B, C, D are there. And then if all else fails, then what do? Throw in another goalie. John, any thoughts? You love line
My
combination
thoughts.
talk.
I love line combinations. I absolutely love them. It's my favorite thing in the world is talking about lines this late at night. Is talking about.
Do you guys know one more empty net fun fact? Do you know that Mikko Rantanen is now tied for 11th most in NHL history with 30 empty net goals since they started tracking the stat? Which,
wow. Talk about his.
Oh, he's gonna break the empty nets record then. Are they going to have like empty net goal watch with Mikael Rantanen in 10 years?
He needs 35 goals to tie Alex Ovechkin.
All games on national TV when he's getting close to it.
Victory
As
Plus
we
is
get
going to be running
closer,
ads. Like
the most important
the
stat
chase.
about Mikael Rantanen as you get a little closer are his playoff numbers. He's
Yes,
a
his
monster
playoff numbers
in
are
his
ridiculous.
playoff career. That's where he excels. So I think it's 80s or something. It's something crazy. His playoff numbers are incredible. So he shows up at the right time of the year.
Let's go to the next one.
Bing bong.
This is turning into my favorite bit on the show is Michael Moore changing his profile picture every single show and then sending in a large amount of super chats to make me throw my hat, which I guess I'll do in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it. Michael Moore, a little Haskin in 99. What do we think of the West after the deadline? What's the Stars' best matchup path to the Cup? You know, we were talking about that. What is it? Second intermission, we were talking about standings. Then all of a sudden, the Victory Plus broadcast put up the standings. Probably we had it on mute, so we weren't listening at that moment. Sorry, guys. We do listen to you guys, but not that time.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Luds? I'm going to go to you first because you had an interesting idea.
Sean. We were talking about this before. Sean, give him the nice scenario, possible scenario.
Well, the unfortunate reality of the playoff format is it's probably going to be Dallas, Colorado in the first round, and that is and that's going to be a lovely, wonderful series, and whoever wins that series will win the Stanley Cup.
Is that right? That's the
crazy
thing.
That's
we're just looking.
right there. Yeah.
Hot
whoever wins
sports opinion.
We were literally just looking at the. I can't do it.
That
Me, you.
You guys are paying.
You, me.
Yabba dabba doo.
81 career playoff games for Mikko Rantanen, 34 goals, 67 points, 67 assists, 101 points, plus 20. Wow. Averaging 21 minutes of ice time in the playoffs, Luds. Yep. And up next, we'll take more of your super chats on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show. But let's talk about being a diehard. Sam, you're in the Discord right now.
I am.
What is the appeal? Oh, you got a little excited. I got excited.
A little excited.
Sean, please show us the QR code.
The code.
There it is. John's got it too. Sign up today. Use that. Scan it. Go to alldls.com. Click on the Die Hard. And sign up. Why? Well, we have an introductory offer. I don't know if you still have that graphic, John.
No, I'm not going to.
It is still available. $48. It's a discount off the regular annual subscription rate. It's a spring training offer. One of my sons is trying to drive me crazy lately by getting ESPN alerts every time something happens in a spring training baseball game. I told him he has a problem, but it's in a good way. So you can have access to the Die Hard only Discord channel. Sam, why are you in the Die Hard Discord channel right now?
Yeah, so right now, an interesting one. I am Jay Krill, who is a amazing diehard of ours. When Cody Ceci said one of his first quotes as a Dallas Star was, "A lot of Finns here," and she seemed to love that when I tweeted it out. So she made a GIF, and I asked her in the Discord to send me that so I could put it in the article that I posted tonight. So
nice.
She got her GIF and courtesy of in the article. And I just can't keep up. There's so much stuff in here.
So much.
But it's so funny, and it's a
You're
good time.
GIF guy, huh?
Huh?
Sean is a GIF guy. Sean likes peanut butter.
It's
Well,
GIF.
the people who invented it say
GIF.
it's GIF, right?
is peanut butter.
It stands for graphic. It's GIF.
It's GIF. It's GIF.
It's not GIF. It's not peanut butter.
Sean, are you a Skippy guy or a GIF guy?
Oh my gosh.
I'm a crunchy peanut butter person.
Oh,
If
it's
we
the
are talking
worst
about peanut
answer
butter,
you could have given. Get out of town with that.
Skippy, crunchy. It's
GIF,
super chunk.
It's GIF creamy.
Ugh.
There's no other option.
Oh,
Skippy, crunchy. Whoa,
Okay,
God.
hold on. Since
like
we're
you
going
peeled it off the
silly
bottom of
now
someone's
here in the
lunchbox.
diary. Oh wait, hold on, Sean. I'm going to get back to you on the peanut butter and jelly recipe that you particularly like. But before we do, we also have
a very good one.
Sam. Stand up, please. You've got to show the St. Patrick's Day. What do you mean?
I don't understand.
He forgot already. Let's. He showed us tonight. He's wearing the shirt. Check this out. We get to see Tarps Off Sam.
Tarps off.
Sort of. No, the back. The front.
Oh, you want to take the whole
It's
thing?
just a green
Oh my
shirt.
goodness! So many rules. So many rules in this.
First Alex Trebek, now this.
Are we doing pants too?
No.
Okay.
We were never doing the pants off. Look at that.
Who
He's
else
wearing-
in Leprechaun say yeah?
Okay, that was
Oh, damn.
unnecessary.
Oh, wow, Sam. For
He's
free?
wearing the Leprechaun All City St. Patty's Day shirt. Luddy's still jealous because he doesn't have that one and he wants it.
Hey, $100 super chat, and Sam will drop trow
No.
live on the show.
He will not. Nope.
$100.
No, $300.
I think past the hour, nudity's okay, right?
I'll
No.
do it for $1.
$300 super chat, and he does it in the Discord where Luddy and I don't have to be a part of it.
Hey yo.
Sam's like, I've done a lot more for a lot less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before
Darn
we,
tootin'.
boy, you want to talk about how off the rails we are. Sign up to be a diehard today. It's a lot of fun. You
We
get
were
a ton
talking
of
about the
things.
playoff picture.
Just think about this.
It's over there.
We
over there.
now in the Discord, in the chat, have people fighting over creamy versus crunchy and which brand of peanut butter.
Creamy's going to win.
Maybe I've got crunchy,
Always.
crunchy. Adam's throwing out the
Crunchy
Peter
peanut butter.
Pan or
I
bus.
went
Peter Pan.
on a cross country road trip with my brother Andrew, and he.
That's
wrong.
wrong. That is not nice.
I went on a cross country road trip with my brother, and he brought a jar of crunchy peanut butter. There's nothing worse than being stuck in a car with someone for 48 hours and having crunchy peanut butter as your source of protein.
Nothing worse?
Nothing worse.
Oh, I
I'd
can think
rather
of a lot worse.
I'd rather he had just been gassing up the whole car than having that.
I would rather have a delicious jar of crunchy peanut butter than like a 2-week-old unrefrigerated can of tuna fish, opened, spoiling.
We all have
Or
our
By the way,
whatever-
Sam, you're
we
not
all
allowed
have
to be
our
complaining about
opinions.
people passing gas when
Or-
literally in the loft tonight, Sam ripped a smeller.
Thank you. I was going to
That
say
was not
whatever the
me.
heck happened up
That
in
was
the
not
lounge
me.
tonight.
That was from Dick's Last Resort.
That is way worse than a jar of peanut butter. All right,
It cleared the gas from the kitchen
Sean.
downstairs in here, though.
the recipe.
Oh, the recipe. And you got to give Stephen Meserve credit for this. Not only
100
does he
degree
cover
hockey.
Yes, Stephen does a great job covering the Texas Stars. He also introduced me to the best possible peanut butter and jelly recipe. What you do is you take 3 pieces of bread and you toast one of them, and you put the peanut butter and jelly, and then you have the 2 soft pieces of bread. So you get a nice, when you go to eat the PB&J, you get the toasted piece in the middle, you get the nice bite feel, and then you still get the crunch through on all of it. So next time you make a PB&J, 3 pieces of bread, toast one, put the jelly on both the toasted sides, peanut butter on the non-toasted parts, put it all together. You'll thank me later. Actually, you'll thank Stephen later, because Stephen is
Think
the one who
about
deserves
that.
credit.
It's like a triple-decker PB&J.
Why? How is this already?
Because it's easy to screw. Sam's,
Who do you think that is? Who do you think
Sam's
this is?
Burned oils.
Yeah, obviously. There's going to be an
Sam's
AI version of
derriere
me.
is screenshotted in
Over
the
a toilet or
Discord
something.
already.
You guys made me do it. I'm not standing up ever again.
No.
I'm not friends with
Nobody made you wiggle your backside.
Did
you.
they Photoshop
this is
that to
just
make
my
it
butt.
bigger?
This isn't me wiggling.
Oh, that's just because
It's just
they
a
didn't.
picture.
Yeah, okay. So
Video
let's
would've
go to
been
the next
better.
super chat before we fall way out of things.
I thought you were going to say fall asleep.
I just saw that. I'll go to the next one, but the one that we'll get to last that literally just popped up in front of me is from someone named Zubov's Shower Cigs.
Why don't you go to that one next, and then we'll go back to the next one after. that.
Bing bang.
Zubov's Shower Cigs with a
Oh, is that Mad Magazine as their picture too? That's
A-
excellent.
DeSmith 99 cup here. I prefer Cigs with my PB&J. Thank you, Zuby.
Yep. Better than crunchy peanut butter, I'll tell you that.
He's been on here before. We've had him.
Have we?
I haven't seen that.
I don't think we have.
Yes, we have.
Well,
I
you
know
know,
that
like we
little
would've-
face on there.
You know what's interesting on there, though? It doesn't say
Hey,
first.
Zubov Shower Cigs.
It
Tweet in
doesn't
again what
say-
you said last time.
It doesn't
These guys
say
don't
first
remember.
time super chat, so I think Luds is right.
I know I'm right.
See?
I know the cartoon little guy.
Oh my
and
God. They're going along. We even got a
Bing
super
bang.
chat that appears to have nothing in it. So keep going, John. Ardell. I don't mind that one at all. That's way better than your back wiggling.
My butt looks good, I'll tell you.
Ardell with a Lundqvist and Oettinger. There's at least 28 teams that wish they had Jake Oettinger. Right now, Luds needs to start saying F.
Right now, I have to stop saying. Well, I think the clock doesn't the clock have to hit 57 or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're not there yet.
No. Okay.
Nope. He just wanted the drop.
Not there yet.
That was a drop request. All right, go to the next one.
Bing bang.
That was going back to our Oettinger versus DeSmith silly debate in the first segment. Michael Moore with his second one of the night, getting closer to John throwing his hat with a Madonna 99 cup here. Just to remind everyone, in the 1999 Western Conference Final, Belfour lost 2 in a row, including Game 5. I believe he gave up 6 goals, and the Avs took a 3-2 series lead. Otter is fine. Bad games happen.
Agreed.
They do.
Sean, didn't you have something? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Sean, didn't you have something interesting on like was it really bad starts? Really bad start? What was it called?
Yeah, I don't have the stat right in front of me right now, but
what's the name?
Really bad starts.
Yeah.
And every goalie's going to have some, and the key is keeping that number. As of right now, Jake's quality starts are equaling and surpassing his really bad starts statistically. So that's what you need from a goalie. And also, I go back to the earlier point because I think it's important here. Jake gets the tougher assignments. He gets the tougher tasks. The Stars play a little bit more locked down. Casey DeSmith's in net. That's just a reality of your backup goalie is in net.
Hey, Sean, before we get to the next super chat, Cat H has joined in the Shapiro argument. The PB&J Club. Yes, this is how it goes in our house. Party emoji.
Yes, this is... See, Sam is just wrong here. And clearly his brother... The fact that his brother actually travels with crunchy peanut butter gives me some hope that the rest of the family is okay.
My brother buys his clothes at the grocery store, so I would not take him as your hope in the Nestler family.
That's
I didn't say it was a high. I didn't say it was a high bar, Sam.
He's not a winner.
Man, harsh. Okay, let's go to the next super chat.
Bing
John.
bong.
Michael Moore with the Hattie with a Haskin and 99. Is Dumba just getting more comfortable? He looks really good skating, and he's been very aggressive moving the puck. Luds?
Yeah, I think there's been a...
Yeah. That was
my best one yet. I didn't break any equipment.
That was in the strike zone.
Nearly scared something out of me.
I'd say, yeah. I mean, he's been getting... he feels more comfortable, and I think that adjustment period for what the coaching staff and those guys were looking for from him, and he's not as much of a loose cannon right now. He's outlet passes, shots on the net. He's playing physical like we knew he would. So I think he's just feeling better about it. And at the more games that he gets to play in a row, you feel comfortable because I don't. It's hard to play the game for any player that thinks that you gotta. It's kind of like Colin Blackwell. I think he feels right now he has to play the perfect kind of game in order to stay in the lineup, and that may not even be a reality when everybody gets hurt. But for Dumba, he played for 10 years or whatever it is, and I don't think he's been in and out of the lineup like that. So this is something new to him, and he's just trying to understand where he's at, what he's got to do to stay in the lineup.
Do you think it's different getting used to playing with Liam Bichsel as opposed to Brendan Smith or whoever else he had to play with?
Well, I think anytime you can get a consistent partner, it's nice, because you get to know each other. Then you communicate better and you read off of each other a little bit and you communicate when you go back to the bench. So, I think having that stability and that consistency helps any player.
Let's go to the next one.
And it's also easier to play with a better player.
Ooh, yeah. That's very true.
I didn't.
Luds, you played with some really good players.
Yeah, but I've heard that said from other players about me.
I had you on my all-star team.
Yeah, I know that. I appreciate that.
Big win.
Bing bong.
Burned Oils with a little Lundqvist and DeSmith. The people saying we need to replace Jake with sexy DeSmith need some milk. Glad Luds is smiling tonight.
When did he become sexy DeSmith? I see Casey DeSexier than
he
Sam.
Needs some milk.
He's got a lot of nicknames.
I'll tell you what, Burned Oils always making Sam uncomfortable with the screenshots and AI videos. And the Glad Luds is smiling tonight. I think that's genuine, but also sort of sounds a little creepy. I don't know why. Not that you're smiling, but just the way
they're like right out the window.
Just
like
the way
you.
Burned Oils wrote it is what makes me suspicious.
They're right there.
Prove me wrong.
By the way, and after you give me a TV wrap-up, I'll show everyone what Burned Oils said in the Discord. Or what he posted in the Discord.
That is what's called a professional tease from John Anderson right there. All right, let's go to thanks, everyone who joined on the television platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe here on the pod. That big thumbs up, and check out alldlls.com. Okay, John.
All right, here it is. And I've also juxtaposed it with content from back in August, I believe, which day ones of this show will remember.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Boom.
Why is this? You can't put things in there when I send it to you, but you can get this in the show nice and easy, huh?
Not video.
It was Blood's audio.
Yes, again, pictures.
Remember how hot the studio was in the summer?
It's coming again.
Oh,
We're going to have
we got to
that.
get some air going. This
No,
time,
what we
though.
need to do is get Lud's idea of the reflective, keep the sunlight out of those windows in the podcast room. So thank you, Burned Oils.
I think I do see a little streak in there.
Oh, I don't want to look that close. He said, look at that Samsonian butt.
That's the seam.
Sure it is.
It's the pleat of the pants.
Don, you can take it down now.
Yeah, that was enough. Thank you. We're all uncomfortable. Sean's wondering why he's still up at 12:45 Eastern time.
It's effectively 1:45 because of daylight savings. Am I allowed to say that right now, or are we allowed in the swearing mode yet, or no?
He's a little bit more disappointed that he can't get his little thumb and rock on signs to
You
work.
got that backwards.
Something's breaking down there, Sean. It's not coming through. Your little AI stuff.
So hold on.
Yeah,
No.
Isn't it
Time
the
out.
opposite?
Sean's tired. He's sleepy, and he just got it backwards. And so, in the spirit of the DLS Stars show, we have to call him out.
Yes.
Okay, we went forward an hour, which means your body clock thinks it's an hour back. So it doesn't feel like 1:45 Eastern time. It feels like 11:45 Eastern time.
So you're in Central Time right now.
No.
yes,
Congratulations.
I guess, but
it's okay. I'm not going to push it.
I lost the hour of sleep this morning.
Somehow GM
We
Ben,
all did.
GM Ben
Trust
just came
me.
into the chat.
I told this to Luds, when I was driving home from our show last night and I was using Waze, I like to see the ETA even though I know where I'm going. Hold on, put that back. We'll do it in a second.
You sit
I
down.
had
Be taken the wrong way.
Sit down.
I have 15 minutes left on my drive. It was like 1:55 or 1:50 a.m.
Yeah.
And Waze said my arrival time at 1:50 a.m. was 3:05 a.m. because it already had calculated the time change. So that by the time I got home, it had jumped from 2 to 3. Oh, didn't help.
You,
All right,
I
now-
forgot you live so far away.
Time traveled.
GM Ben, can you ask Luds if I need to have beers in the studio on Tuesday?
We don't have an in-studio
No.
guest, but it still counts,
That's
right?
the question.
Yeah.
That is a subtle question
need
to Luds
beers.
of, does he need to have...
I don't even have to think about anything. Like, yeah, of course. There
No.
should always be beers in here. At this moment, I don't know. Well, one thing I can tell you, we're probably
need a
not
Miller
gonna
Lite.
need him to toast Jim, right?
Right. Well,
So-
Jim's going to be remote, so
Yeah,
it'd be hard.
Sure, Jim will be
to do
drinking.
No,
that.
you can
beer.
still toast him on screen.
We could.
Yeah.
We toasted the
as
trade
far
deadline.
as the other one, we're kind of letting it happen organically because
does.
Jim's here.
Right.
I mean, you know,
Speaking of that,
We're
Luds-
working on a guest that may or may not actually show up on Tuesday. So,
Luds brought a Lunchable in back in about November
oh, here we go.
and told me that was his meal. It was a turkey Lunchable, like the thing you give like your 3-year-old for the day. And that Lunchable is still in the fridge. It expired months ago.
they don't expire. Those things are
No,
like,
there's nothing real in there, but
take
the
them things up into
expiration
space
date
and you
Was
can
it
buy 'em.
Army K rations from 1945?
Sam has no idea how to feed a 3-year-old. Let's stop there. real
I
quick.
shouldn't.
Yes. No, that's
right?
not the right lunch.
Should I not know that?
No, it's more like a kindergartner to like second.
How old
grade.
is that?
like-
6?
Yes.
7?
Yeah,
5, 6,
yeah,
7,
like
8.
5,
Would it
6,
shock you to
7,
hear that
yeah.
I did kindergarten twice?
No.
I'm
No, not at
confused.
all.
I was told
Not
back
at
at
all.
the end of April this was a hockey show.
we stopped hockey 30 minutes ago.
All right, let's go to the next super chat.
Bing bong.
I Love Misty 1985 with a Pavelski and Ludwig. Every time I see someone call Rantanen Ranty, I keep interpreting it as rarity. Yeah, call him Moose. That's what happens when I've been a brawny for a what? A brawny for 13 years? Is that
Brony.
Like a what?
Brony is the pronunciation. Brony is the pronunciation, I believe.
What's brony? That's one that's lost on me.
I believe it is the. If I'm going to apologize if I get this wrong. I believe brony is people who are bros who like My Little Pony. I believe that is the term.
It's not a,
That's an
not,
interesting
right?
subset I
not
wouldn't
a,
have guessed.
Not a jabroni.
I love EQG
I-
Rainbow Dash, but I love EQG Rainbow Dash is too long. So I Love Misty.
Fair.
Is that what that is?
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. Yes, I think that's what it means.
Okay.
Did I
Let's
get it
go to
right?
the
Did
next
I get it right? Did I get it right? Someone know? Let me know.
Bing bong.
Somebody's got to look in the chat.
Yes, it says adult fan of My Little Pony.
Okay.
Michael
Moore.
Nicely done, Sean.
Is this the fourth, John?
Yep.
With a DeSmith 99. I do it just for you.
He changes his profile picture every single
Just
time.
for you, John. Not for us. Just for you.
Bing bong.
Oh, we did this already.
Yep. We're going back. Oh, yeah, because we went to that one. Sarcastic remarks with a Ludwig and DeSmith. Alex Trebek would be disappointed. Creamy equals correct.
See, so
There is
I want him
no
over there.
proof that Alex Trebek
No.
prefers creamy
I
peanut
think it was
butter
on
over
the
crunchy.
show. He said it.
You didn't even know who he was 3 hours ago.
Isn't Alex Trebek
Who's-
Canadian?
Whose line
He
is it
is.
anyway,
Yeah,
Sean? Come
that
on.
would be creamy. He's Canadian. He's creamy.
Creamy for sure in Canada?
That's good. That's
Okay,
what-
wait a minute.
that's where we're
Creamy
going.
Canadian.
Do we have any Canadians watching our show right now?
Yeah,
Get-
there you go.
Yes,
Get in the
because
chat.
We're all
some
them
people have
Winnipeg
banned me
people.
from
Tell
Canada because I
us-
didn't know who he was.
Is creamy really the preferred type of peanut butter for Canadians? I'm saying that there's a mix. And look, you
They're
can like
smarter
creamy,
than us,
you
so
can like crunchy,
probably.
but saying definitively there's only one. I mean, there's literally two in the grocery aisle.
No, you can't like both. You're wrong if you like crunchy. Let's be honest here.
Nope. Well, I
There's
won't
no
stand for
wrong.
that.
There's no
All right, let's go. Next one.
two answers here.
Bing bong.
JEF250. Give it the gears. This is the one where it's just a super chat. So thank you.
We love you.
Smith 99. Appreciate it.
Nice truck.
Bing bong.
Thank you.
Tommy,
Oh, God.
we're gonna win. Do I have to say this? I'm not superstitious, but this seems a little premature, lads.
I am a little stitious.
We're gonna win.
Fans can say.
Okay, so we're gonna win the cup, set
Yeah.
up the parade. I'm fine with
Blood's on
I
the
don't
Harley.
believe in superstitious stuff, but I do know that there are plenty of people that think that this kind of stuff, saying that out loud prematurely, is putting bad juju in the air.
I've always thought that more players
Players,
of all sports, not so much the fans.
not the fans.
I still haven't touched the cup because I'm hoping to still win it.
So I like
I think
the
it's still a
chant
chance,
in the
Sam.
crowd, lads. We want the cup more than we're gonna win the cup. I like the "we want the cup" chant. That's a fun one. Like, hey, not we're gonna win, but we want it. Although, Sean, in England they sing we're gonna win the league. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Going to the
mean, it's,
ship. What?
Okay.
Bing bong.
Zubov shower sig.
Are we back?
A DeSmith 99. Is it possible to get Sagan in? Wellness check?
Get him in.
Yes.
Into the
Thank
games
you.
before
Is it-
the end of the regular season.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, I thought you meant in the
Yes,
on the
yes.
show is what I thought.
Yeah, I think you're looking at Tyler getting in 3-4 games. I would
Yeah.
think they're
Yeah, the latest
try to target.
updates seem to be right before the end of the season, and then Miro was the latest was first round, may not be the beginning of the first round was the last that I heard.
I'm just looking at some of these because people like crunchy peanut butter. I have yet to see anybody claiming Canadian citizenship. Everybody keeps asking where Allie is when they need her.
Hey, something hockey we were supposed to talk about a long time ago. Logan Stankoven scored today for Carolina. Beautiful deflection.
He scored in his first game for the Hurricanes. It was on a power play. It was the game winner, and he was third star.
And he was
And
really excited about it.
when he got on the power play, he didn't come off the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was very excited. I think both players. The other kid,
Yeah, what's his name? He scored a beauty.
that guy,
Mark
But-
Jankowski.
Thank you.
Who?
Beauty.
Mark Jankowski.
Beauty shot down
he
the wing.
got 2 goals. That was his first game. as a
Jankowski,
Cane.
formerly of the Nashville
So-
Predators.
So,
Two big goals.
Just wanted to not forget
Two
that.
new guys got a good start. To
Did you look
good
at
for Stank.
Stankoven's stat lines for the day?
I did.
Okay, what did you think of it? Well, for those that didn't, I'll just read it real quick. Stankoven played 15:53, scored the goal, 7:07 of ice time on the power play, to Ludz's point, 2 shots on goal, 5 shot attempts, 0 for 2 in the faceoff circle.
I mean, it's what we expect.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not as much power play time.
It's a lot of
But,
power play time.
Yeah, it's a lot of power play time. But I mean, he's effective. At least that I saw today, he was effective out there.
I'd be interested to see. We'll talk more about this in the week, but I'd be interested to see if Carolina gives him all of these opportunities because they understand where his confidence is at in terms of scoring goals. Right? He obviously that got to him in Dallas when he was having trouble scoring at a consistent basis. Give him all these opportunities, put him on the power play, put him on the top line, and get that confidence back, and they might have a different player.
Let me ask Sean this question. Sean, that is all fine and good in theory for a coach to say, hey, we're going to give this guy every opportunity to get out of his scoring funk, come in with a fresh clean slate and prove to the fans that this was a great move by our GM and for our Hurricanes team. How long does that last before you go, oh, if he's not doing it? I'm not saying that Stankoven's going to have trouble with it. I'm just saying that's great in theory until some pressure starts to build up. We got to find somebody who can get it done.
I mean, you're talking to the person who, when he was still a Dallas Star a couple of weeks ago, I was getting yelled at for saying that he has to be a 35-goal scorer to stay in the NHL. So I don't really – I have no leg to stand on right here. Like, this is just – my view is very public on this, where Logan Stankoven, to be an NHLer at his size, he needs to bring energy. He needs to score 25 to 30 goals a year. Carolina is going to give him that opportunity. Good job. So that's I have no I can't really say anything to dictate otherwise. And obviously with Rod Brendamore too, everything has to be earned. That's the way that team is run. So he's going to get the chance. He's going to get the opportunity. The way they roll their lines, there's always going to. I don't think 5-on-5 play is going to change very much, but that power play time, that 7 minutes of power play time, the way he was working around the net front, that's what he has to keep doing and earning, because that's where you find those extra margins to score the goals within that Hurricane system.
If you guys want to check out Logan Stankoven with the Hurricanes, they helped us out today by beating the Winnipeg Jets 4-2 in Raleigh. He gets 2 more home games, which is great, right? You get to play a few games in front of the home fans. They get to know you a little bit. It's Tuesday night against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Friday night, Sean, your Red Wings are in town in Raleigh. And then they go at Philadelphia, a couple days off, and go out west for a Sharks, Kings, and Ducks road trip. So there'll be a little practice time in there, a little home games, a little road trip to bond with the team. I think it'll work out pretty well for Stankoven the next couple weeks.
Do they go to Vancouver this year? Just because I was thinking we all saw the
they do not since they've already been there.
Okay, yeah, because we all saw the video and the image of all the more than the 500 Stankoven family and friends and fans that were going to be at the game today, and a lot of them still went to Vancouver and still went to the game tonight, but they took the time to watch the game at the sports bar and all of that, and the video was shared with us there. So I hope I'm sure that whenever the schedule comes out for next year, Carolina's first trip to Vancouver will be a very fun one for that bunch, and I hope they still had a good time at the game tonight.
Remember how you said I was time traveling on my drive home last night?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to do a little prognosticating of the future. I think I know where you're going to be on the night of April 4th. Little Caesars Arena, Carolina Hurricanes at the Detroit Red Wings.
I will be there. And I believe April 7th, I believe the Dallas Stars are at the Detroit Red Wings. Am I right?
They are not.
That? Am I off by a day? What was I?
The Dallas Stars do not go to Detroit in the month of April. Or sorry, no, you know what? My bad. I'm looking at the Carolina Hurricanes schedule. That is a mistake. So I caught myself. The Carolina Hurricanes will not be in Detroit on April the 7th.
Wrong.
But
Sean,
the Dallas Stars
Dallas Stars are in there on the 14th.
14th, week later. Right before
okay.
you come down here for the U18 tournament and to see us.
Yes.
All right. More Super Chat, Sean?
We have 4 more.
4 more, and then we can go home.
Bing bang.
Tommy Carlson, a Brendan Smith, and you're after the cup. You're like Ted Lasso said, believe. Remember, he's the one talked about the cup in the parade. I believe and believe. Have you ever seen Ted Lasso?
Oh, yeah. Good
You like
show.
it?
Yes.
So even though it's about soccer, you enjoyed it?
I like, the soccer I'm not crazy
Well,
about.
to be fair, that's very little about actual soccer.
Perfect amount of soccer. Very little.
Yeah, exactly.
The playing darts scene against the owner?
Don't remember.
You don't remember that one? That was one of my favorites.
Well, that depends on what season
that's a
it
good
was.
scene.
I think I only seen 2 seasons.
Was it the end of season 1 or 2 with the darts, Sean? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I love the line about being curious. That's a great line.
That whole little scene monologue part of it was just fantastic. Being underestimated all the time, and
Yeah, I'll watch it again.
Yep.
So watch it again. It's a good show. Let's go to the next one.
Bing
Let me
bang.
get your Apple TV login.
Sarcastic remarks. Also Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith getting a lot of love tonight because if you're on the phone, maybe hitting $2.
No, I do not.
You read
Random
it.
question, Luds.
I just
you care for the motorists.
That word jumps out all the time.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It cuts the air, doesn't it?
Not a fan of it.
What was the reaction from your roster, your team, when you first laid eyes on that design?
I think originally it was like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't real. And so
I bought one.
That does not surprise me.
I have a Marty Turco one. That's ugly.
Aren't they?
It's real ugly.
Yeah. No, not many people were a fan. Not many players were a fan.
I get the idea, the concept. They're trying to do some sort of stars constellation with the whole bowl thing, which is a very Texan thing.
Wasn't this that Sean? You would know this answer, I'm sure. Wasn't this some kind of a contest that they had a lot of the employees and people drawing these things up, is what I heard, and then they selected what they thought.
Well, the concept came. I don't remember the exact inside part.
Well, I
of it,
can
but
kind
there
of guess
was
where the concept came from.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
But it did actually go to a graphic designer's desk. The concept, it wasn't just purely went from internal contest thing to straight logo. But yeah, I think there was something about that where it was either they took some ideas from, I can't remember the exact thing, but there is something about that is spot on there. And if you ever get Marty in studio, you should ask him about who convinced him to give the wonderful quote when it first came out about how it's the new age of jerseys, because that's whatever PR guy wrote that for Marty is definitely
somebody
did
was
him dirty
sitting in a gynecologist's office when they.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Thus the mooterist.
The mooterist side. The mooterist
So
is.
yeah, that was the question in the chat from Ardell. Plural mooterist jerseys?
I think I don't positive. Sarcastic remarks.
Mooterai.
I believe Sarcastic Remarks is in the press box with us at games. Let me know if I'm correct about that. I feel like I heard that.
Well, you should do some reporting on that, Sam.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Bing bang.
Ian. Is this the first one for Ian? I don't know. Let's just read it anyway. Thank you for the... Oh, no, it is. I see it. Haha. First one for Ian. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Skin of 99. How would y'all feel Dallas potentially running 11-7 to start the playoffs with Brendan Smith playing forward whilst picking up some shifts at defense?
Not going to happen. Ain't happening.
No.
Those are too deep at forward to do that right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just answering the question.
I have one reason to play 11-7, and that's it. It's Miro's first game back. If you're like, I need to see how this knee's going to hold up. That's the only
to make sure you're not down to 5D after one period or one shift.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I would play 11-7 in a playoff game.
Thank you, Ian, for your first super chat. Keep them coming. Let's go to
Bing
the next
bang.
one. William W. Williams, Dubs. Look at the Hayskin of 99. What's our fourth line going to look like with Rope and Tyler back? Beck, Steele, Blackwell seems the best version all year. Will be ashamed to break up. You were talking about this group tonight, Luds, especially with it being a second night of a back-to-back. But I don't know how you keep that trio together if everybody's healthy.
Sometimes the team that you're going to play in playoffs may dictate a little bit of this, depending on what you're looking for by opponent. But, we know those guys are going to be in the lineup. I mean, Sagan's going to be in the lineup and Hint's going to be in the lineup. So you put and again, there's going to be injuries and bumps and bruises. And so these guys will get their crack at it as long as they keep moving down the road.
Yep. We've got a really, you remember? Okay. So remember how we thought that the Zuby's Shower Cigs was a great name? We got another one. John, do you see this
Bing
one?
bang.
A first timer, Luds, huge white shins. A Oscar Beck.
Are your shins also large?
And year after the cup.
Are your shins also large?
What should we expect in terms of fitness or lack thereof with Miro and Tyler's upcoming return?
Is this Luds in the photo too?
Oh, please tell me it is.
I can't zoom in enough to see.
I know it's very small, but
is there ever a point where Luds had dark hair? No way.
It looks like Ben Stiller from
What are you talking about?
The picture down there.
Right? No.
You were a model at some point.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about Sagan, and correct me if I'm wrong, last time when he had to come back, he had to get his knee and hip and lost like his entire quad muscle and all these things. So
his muscle atrophied.
Yeah, so people have talked about that and talked about how it might take him longer. That was a totally different situation. And we already know Tyler Sagan's skating, which is good. He's been skating for at least a few weeks now. So into February, that gives him a long window to recover. So I expect him... Miro Hayskinen's a freak, so I expect Heiskanen to be back and just be Heiskanen pretty much. But Sagan, I don't worry as much about him as I maybe did previous injuries.
Yeah, he knows what he's going to have to go through because he's been there.
Yeah.
All the more reason he's not coming back too early this time around.
Yes,
He's learned his lesson from 2016. He doesn't want to have to go through that setback. So they are going to make darn sure that he's ready to go. He will be doing it. And look, we haven't heard from him in a while. He's working out in the shadows, maybe. That's okay. He doesn't want the attention until he's ready to come back. And then, boom. And I still think that, like, Duchene looked great with Robertson. And
there's one little thing that might be pushing him to come back a little sooner.
What would be that?
A little baby.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he went on the trip.
By the way, Tyler, if you stumbling on this, open invitation. You can come on the show. If you need to get out of the house,
we'd love it.
We'll get a chair for you.
Tyler Sagan made it 50 minutes into the Super Chat segment and through the peanut butter argument.
That was the question. It was not about whether Sagan comes back earlier. It was about him coming in as an in on the show. So just to clear that up. And Sarcastic Remarks is in the press box. So, Sam, 2 for 2. You guys suck.
No, your Trebek means you're permanently
That was
minus.
pregame. That's a different
permanently
day. That was
minus.
literally a different day.
You don't get to have a +2.
That was on Sunday.
After that, Luds, that's like you're on
Monday.
the ice for like 8 goals against, 1 goes in, and you're feeling good about yourself.
Well,
no chance.
That's what I would do. I would brag about it.
Peanut butter, Sam. I'm on your side.
Oh, man, we lost him on peanut butter. That's all right. I got Sean for backup and plenty of people in the chat on that. John, is that the last one?
That's it. So let's end this quick before they start sending them.
We are back on Tuesday. No show tomorrow.
Must be a big shot.
Jim Nill will be joining us for a segment remotely. We'll talk to him about the trade deadline going forward and all these things. We'll ask him about Rope hints. We'll ask him about Sagan and Heiskanen. And if in the Discord, diehards, ask a couple questions. If we like them, maybe we'll hit a couple of those as well. For Craig Ludwig, Sam Nessler, Sean Shapiro, John Anderson, I'm Owen Newkirk. Stars win in Vancouver. We'll see you Tuesday. Have a good night, everyone.
I need a Miller Lite.
We all silly like the mayor.